Okay, the psalm I would like to talk about is Psalm 127. Okay, it's one of the Shir Hamalos, literally a song of ascents. Uh, One can say almost to the extent that this is the type of psalm that a person gets high on. Okay? The basic theme of the psalm is, shall we say, recollection of a pleasant, short conversation between David HaMelech and his son Shlomo, where he advises him to live a meaningful life. He talks about what a meaningful life is. It's a brief psalm. It's in fact only 6 verses. The he, and he then goes on to talk about his general love of children, of his children. So it says Sher Malos L'Shlomo, a song of psalms to Solomon. Okay, if God does not build the house, shav, pointless, amalo vonavo, is the toil that the builders have put in it. Im Hashem lo yishmor ir, shov shakad shomir. If Hashem does not guard the city, then the vigilance of the guards is also pointless. The basic idea that is being conveyed is that one has to be doing God's work for it to have substance and permanence. He talks shortly, spends a pasuk on word shav. It says, Shav lechem mashkimein kumeach resheves ochel lechem ha'atzavim kein liten lididos shena. It's pointless for those who get up after they're sleeping and after they have rested and they eat the bread of depression. Thus Hashem will give to those his loved ones sleep. So the idea of sleep is a person should get up rested. But if a person gets up not rested, the sleep is pointless. And he explains that Hashem gives rest and sleep to those he loves. In other words, if a person's sleep is meaningful, then it gives him rest. And likewise with bread, bread is supposed to give a person joy and nutrition, but if it just makes him depressed, it's pointless. Then he goes on to talk about children his children in general, where he says that the inheritance of Hashem is children, and that they are like hitzim biyad gibor, like arrows in the hand of a champion, a mighty man. It says, likewise are the children of his youth. This continues, happy is a man who fills his quiver with them, for they will ki yidabru es oivem b'sha'ar, for they will speak with the enemies at the gates. Okay, the idea of at the gates is, say, in a court or in public forum, not necessarily, but confrontation and argument. So to speak, children are going to carry on David HaMelech's mission and his point of view, and he will have defenders. Even when he's an old man, he will still have defenders, and he will still have people who are putting forth his point of view. Those are his children. He's talking about physical children, but to a certain extent, a student is a child as well. And any person who accepts somebody else's point of view, that they, to a certain extent, become their child. There's a Kabbalistic idea that the seed of a man originates in the brain, and that it originates that from a given idea. Okay, the sorry, it was only 5 psukim, not 7. Uh, Rashi comments that that what David Melch was talking about was the building of the temple, building a house, and that Shlomo, when he built the temple, he also married the daughter of Pharaoh, an Egyptian princess. Clearly, two contradictory things. David seems to be warning him against that, saying that if he builds the temple and marries Pharaoh's daughter, the building of the temple is pointless. The basic idea is that a person has to lead a meaningful life and that they cannot do things that will annul the importance of the things that they do, and that ultimately that the good things that a person does are manifest in their children, and this is what their ultimate inheritance is. This is what their longevity is. And this is what stays with them for many years to come.